It's been a while everyone, and since the last video was Jurassic Park themed, how fitting it is that the return video is also Jurassic Park themed. Gotta love it. The LEGO Dinosaur Fossils Triceratops follows on the footsteps of some of my favorite LEGO sets LEGO has been putting out recently, so how does it compare to the others and is it worth it? Let's find out all about it, and thank you LEGO for sending it for review. When it comes to its size, the Triceratops fossil is significantly smaller than the T-Rex fossil set, which creates a bit of a situation with their plaques. They're aligned with one another as far as styling goes, but the size is understandably smaller on the Triceratops one. And while I would have liked them to be the same for a standardized look when displaying both sets together, it makes sense. But then, if you pull in these skulls, which are effectively the same kind of products, the plaque situation gets wilder and wilder, so let's just leave it at that and move on. You get the usual info about the species, printed tile by the way, and next to it, what can I say? That is one big pile of shit. Not my words, mind you, but a nice reference to the original movie alongside a representation of the West Indian lilac berries, the ones the Triceratops ate that made him sick. The choice for minifigure to go alongside this set is therefore perfect, featuring Dr. Gary Harding, the chief veterinarian of Jurassic Park, with a fitting torso and cap with the park's branding that I would love to get a few copies of myself. On the back of all of these, the stand has cross-axle connections for us to optionally attach these to the Triceratops base on the side you prefer the most. Now, while with the T-Rex fossil set, the matching skull set released earlier was a pretty much one-to-one copy, dictating how big the big set turned out to be, and while there's also the Triceratops skull fossil set, this time around, the Dinosaur Fossils Triceratops set did not match its size, going for a smaller form factor, and honestly, I'm not even mad about it. There's definitely a certain charm to this one that makes it at the very least a lot easier to display than the T-Rex. I still would have liked to see a base a bit more plain, as if it were a wooden museum display, but the more natural feel to this one certainly makes it more interesting to build with a few splashes of color too. There's a bit of water coming from below the edges, so to speak, and there's some foliage, flowers and plants here and there. The tree stump over here hides another of the set's references to the source material with the mandatory mosquito on an amber piece just resting in place. The skeleton itself and the highlight of the whole set looks really good in my opinion, but again, and I believe I've said this before with the T-Rex set, I would still have favored not seeing some of these grey or colored spots throughout the build. I understand that maybe this reflects the way skeletons are also displayed on museums, but I don't know, the grey joint pieces still give me the ick after all these years of LEGO. When it comes to details, it's all there, I wanna say. The obvious ribcage and all of the vertebrae are well represented from the neck all the way to the tip of the tail that can be adjusted to your liking due to the presence of more of those ball joint pieces. All four legs can be somewhat adjusted too, and they even feature some extra bones, but what always impresses me with these models is the inclusion of some small and somewhat anatomically correct bones like the ischium on the back or the pubis, or even ones I can't even name. My favorite detail has got to be the skull though, and I like it a lot by appreciating what was done so well at a significantly smaller scale when comparing it to the dedicated Triceratops skull set. They even kept the colors to a minimum for a much cleaner look in my eyes. The whole thing rests on a bigger ball joint for some degree of posability. The frill can be moved too, but I'm assuming it should be left like this, same with the horns. You can however open or close the jaw, and in doing so the last hidden Easter egg can be found, the mandatory reference to the frog DNA with the olive green LEGO frog element. I'm incredibly biased when it comes to Jurassic Park LEGO products, but I will say it again, these fossil sets have been some of my absolute favorite products LEGO has been putting out recently, and the Triceratops hits all of the marks once again. It isn't as impressive as the T-Rex, both from a size perspective and my ranking of favorite dino species, but the smaller form factor makes it a far easier set to have on display. The repetitive nature of the ribcage build and vertebrae aren't too bad, since, well, you can get over it rather quickly, and smaller sized sets means more affordable sets too. At little over 1100 pieces with prints and exclusive minifigure, a price of $110 is very decent actually, but how perfect would it be to see this priced at a nice rounded number of $100? Would turn this set from really good to near perfect in my eyes. Any Dino fans out there? How excited are you to get this in just a few days for its June 1st release? Let me know in the comments, use the links below for your purchases if you wish to support the channel, and I'll see you all on the next one.